Hey, I'm going to talk to you about the reasons why you want to run a zone. First of all, the strengths of a zone are the fact that we don't have to play one-on-one defense anymore. Maybe the team has a really good player that's really tough to guard. All of a sudden, we're taking him out of the picture by playing a zone where we're playing him as a team and not just with one man. Now, the weaknesses of a zone, on the other hand, and all defenses have their weaknesses, but the weakness of a zone is we're really susceptible to a jump shot. Maybe if the other team has a couple of good perimeter players or maybe even one really good perimeter player, it doesn't mean that we can't run a zone. It means that we've got to really be aware and really get to the perimeter and contest those jump shots. Now, the other negative is the middle is pretty vulnerable. We got to make sure we protect the middle of the zone, and anytime the ball gets into the middle, we got to get it out, because that's what beats the zone, is getting the ball into the middle. Now, if you see here, I'm playing my zone, okay? We've got this circle here that you can see on the floor, and this is not a hard, fast rule that my zone is in this circle and I don't go anywhere else. This is just a concept. As the ball moves, as the game goes on, my zone's constantly moving all over the floor, but in the general idea, it's going to stay relatively in this location. Now, I'm not going to guard a man anymore. We're playing a zone defense. As you can see, I'm trying to get in my defensive stance. So when a guy comes into my zone, he's my man now. I got to be on him. I got to watch for him, and I've got to keep him out of the middle. Once he gets out of my zone, all of a sudden he's not my man anymore. Try to implement these principles into your practice. You may love running a zone. All right, I want to talk to you about the concepts of running a 2-3 zone. Now, there are many types of zones you can run. This one right here is a 2-3 zone. We've got 2 up top, 3 down low. That's why we call it a 2-3 zone. Now, we're not going to guard a man anymore. We're guarding just a zone, which is illustrated by these circles around each of our players. That's their zone. Now, this is not a hard, fast rule. It's only a concept. As the ball moves, their zones are going to shift all over the floor. But for right now, just for an idea, if a man comes into our zone, he's our man now. Once he leaves our zone, we're not guarding him anymore. This is a great way for you to guard the rest of the team with your entire team. Okay? Now, there's 2 things we need to make sure we do in a zone. We got to keep our head on a swivel because we can't see all over the floor. Okay? Can you see behind you? No, we can't see behind us, right? So another important thing for us to do is communicate. It's important for our back line to tell our front guys where everybody is behind them. Okay, I want to talk to you about how the 2-3 zone is going to move as the ball moves and throughout the game. First of all, the most important thing is somebody's got to guard the ball. As the ball comes down the floor, one of our defenders is going to say, I got ball, okay? That lets the rest of our team know that that's his man for right now, okay? That's going to be important for the rest of our defensive possession. Okay, so we got the ball here. Now, we're going to go ahead and pass it. So take 2 dribbles this way and kick it right here. Okay? Now, if you'll see, our other high guy is going to come over here and guard the ball. Actually, turn your feet just a little bit. We're going to shade him towards the baseline. We always want to force to the baseline. We never want to force to the middle. Okay? So now, if you can see this, we still got a little bit of a 2-3 shape. Every time the ball moves, we're still going to have, it may be rough, but we still will have a little bit of a 2-3 shape. Now, let's move the ball again. Let's go to the corner. Okay? So our low guy's going to slide out and take it. Our high guy that was guarding the ball is going to drop back into the zone just a little bit because we don't want the ball in the middle. It's fine if the ball comes back to the perimeter and we can still guard it, but we don't want it in the middle. All right, now the ball comes back. Okay, it shifts back to where we were. Let's keep going. Good. Now, freeze right there. Okay, so now there's many different ways that you can actually guard this pass. Okay, so bring the ball back. All right, now our top man on the right side is guarding the ball here, and we don't have another guy on the elbow. So when this pass goes, hold right here. So you go ahead and throw it. All right, now we got to make sure we guard this because it's hard for this man to get all the way over here. So what we're going to do is our low man is going to slide up, and he's going to bluff. He's not playing defense here. He's just bluffing to make sure he doesn't shoot it while our top guy comes down here. Okay? Now what'd you say? Bump. Good. That's exactly what we need to say is bump. That lets our low man know that he needs to slide back down. Okay? So now let's go to the corner with it. Now, same thing again. Let's keep going. Let's move it back this way. Slide. Slide. All right, I want to talk to you about guarding the middle of the zone. It's a very important concept because the middle of the zone is our weak point. In this case, we're going to guard the high post flash. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and get in our defense. If you couldn't hear that, he said, I got ball. Okay, so now we're going to come to this side. Let's just dummy offense. We're going to get the ball here. Okay, now the ball's here. Hang on 1 second. Slide back, slide back, slide back. Okay, so as you can see right here, the middle is wide open. I'm standing right here in the middle, and there's nobody around me. Okay, that's why this is the weak spot. So now, once this pass happened, this flash is coming. Now he's wide open, right? So if the ball goes in, now you can see how badly we're beat, how badly we're at a deficit here. Okay, so let's kick it back out. Okay, so take 2 steps and then take 2 steps back. Okay, now he's coming on the flash. Okay, now we're going to guard this on the top half with our guard and on the bottom half with our post player. Okay, now since there is a low post here, we're guarding him with our low wing, right? So he's going to come up. Our low wing is going to guard the bottom half of the high post man, while our guard is guarding the top half of our post man. Now, the reason why we do this is so that we can still protect the skip, okay? So now, if our top man was guarding the whole post, okay, now this is where we don't want him, but if he was here and the skip pass happens, so we throw the ball all the way across, now our low wing is still going to take it, but our high post, our top guy can't get there as quick, and our defense is on our heels now. So let's back up. Let's come back over here where we were. Okay, so now we're guarding the top half with our top guy and the bottom half with our bottom guy. Okay, so if the skip pass happens, now go ahead and skip it. Our low man takes it, bump, bump, bump. Now he's back down. Now we're back into our defense. And this is the way you guard the high post. This is a very important concept to practice and be very good at, because the middle is the biggest weak spot of the 2-3 zone. Let's talk about how to guard a scramble. Okay, what a scramble is that when one of our guys gets beat, and it's going to happen. We don't want it to happen, but we have to be prepared for what we don't want to happen, because it will happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to scramble to get back to our zones, and there's really no rhyme or reason to how we're going to scramble, but once the scramble starts, it's really what's the best way for our 5 to guard their 5. Okay, so let's start it this way. Let's go ahead. We're going to come out and grab the ball, and we're going to let's go ahead and throw it to the wing. Okay, so now we're in good shape. Okay, let's bring it back, and now we're going to penetrate the zone. We're going to beat our man. Okay, now we're scrambling. He kicks it out. Okay, now we're scrambling. We got to come out here. We got to bump him. Slide back down. You slide back in. Okay, good. Now let's swing it around. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Penetrate the zone. Penetrate. 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 Good. Okay, now scramble back. Throw it here. Okay, we got the ball stopped. We didn't have to scramble there. All right, keep going. Keep going here. Let's speed it up a little bit. Speed it up a little bit. Speed it up a little bit. Come on back. Penetrate the zone. Penetrate the zone. Penetrate the zone. Kick it out. Scramble. Scramble. Come back. Come back. Penetrate the zone. Full speed, guys. Full speed. Let's get it back to the other side. Swing it to the other side. Swing it to the other side. Penetrate the zone. Good. Good. We stopped it there. Good. Good. Okay, and now you can see how we're having to scramble to get back. Once again, there is no rhyme or reason to how we're scrambling, but the most important thing is we have to get the ball stopped, which you saw a couple times. We did a great job scrambling there. We have to get the ball stopped and get it back out to the perimeter. Then we got to scramble back out to the perimeter.